When I say the word hybrid, what comes to mind for many people is usually the city, efficiency, and smooth roads. And when I say off-road, the image is quite the opposite: dirt, mud, hills, and a hard-working engine. That's why the 2026 Dacia Duster Hybrid-G 150 4x4 feels like a car that shouldn't exist, but that's precisely why it's so appealing. The Duster has always been known as an honest SUV. It doesn't try to look premium, it doesn't pretend to be something it isn't, and in this 2026 version, Dacia has done something bold, combining a hybrid system with truly functional all-wheel drive. From the outside, this Duster still feels very much a Duster. Its sharp proportions, masculine body lines, and generous ground clearance immediately signal that this isn't a city SUV with just body cladding. It's ready to work, ready to be taken to inhospitable places. But once you realize that behind its looks lies the Hybrid-G system, that's where the curiosity arises. Because the question is no longer, can it go off-road, but why is a hybrid taken this far? Step inside the cabin, the ambiance remains functional. There's no over-the-top luxury, but everything feels solid. The seating position is high, forward visibility is clear, and you immediately feel like you're sitting in a car that's ready to be used, not just for show. When the car starts moving, the first thing you notice is the silence. At low speeds, the hybrid system makes this Duster much smoother than previous generations. The throttle response feels more instantaneous, and in stop-and-go situations, the car doesn't feel heavy or sluggish. This is where the hybrid character begins to become relevant, not to make it sporty, but to make it easier to handle. On out-of-town roads, the Duster Hybrid-G begins to show its two faces. On one hand, it remains economical and composed while cruising. On the other, when the road starts to deteriorate, when the asphalt turns to gravel, and when the inclines become serious, the 4x4 system operates without drama. There's no overpowering electronic feel. Traction feels natural. The car doesn't feel like it's thinking too long before delivering power, and that's important, especially in light to moderate off-road conditions. Surprisingly, the extra weight of the hybrid system doesn't make the Duster feel awkward. The suspension still absorbs bumps well, and the body doesn't feel excessively swayed. This isn't an SUV that wants you to speed on dirt tracks, but one that gives you the confidence to keep moving forward. And this is where the Duster Hybrid-G 150 4x4 feels different from other hybrid SUVs. This car isn't trying to be a symbol of an urban lifestyle. Instead, it feels like a tool. A tool for people who still want to explore, but also realize that efficiency and emissions are now part of the new reality. Dacia doesn't try to hide the fact that this is a hybrid, but they also haven't sacrificed their off-road DNA for fuel economy figures. Of course, this car isn't for everyone. If you're looking for a luxurious interior, large screens everywhere, or a sporty driving sensation, this Duster isn't it. But if you're looking for a sensible, rugged, and more modern SUV without losing its character, the Duster Hybrid-G feels incredibly relevant. What's most surprising about this car isn't its specs, but its courage to remain simple in an increasingly complex era. While many hybrid SUVs feel too neat and too urban, the Duster chooses a dirtier path, literally. And perhaps that's why it feels honest. The 2026 Dacia Duster Hybrid-G 150 4x4 isn't an SUV that wants to wow you in a mall parking lot. It wants to make sure you get to your destination, even when the road runs out. And in an automotive world increasingly full of compromises, a car like this is refreshing.